What is going down? I am Sammy Goldberg. Welcome to Respect the Chain. Did you ever say to yourself, how did the Halal Guys turn a small cart in New York City into an international chain restaurant? Well, I'll tell you how. Dan Rowe from Fransmart. If people don't know who Dan is, Dan takes a restaurant and he makes it into a chain restaurant. You are the chain maker. How do you decide which restaurant you want to make into a chain?
First, we look for a concept that's busy, right? So customers vote with their wallets, and if the restaurants are busy, that's a first good indication. We look for a concept that we can grow from a couple to a couple of hundred. So there's got to be room in the market. There's got to be room for real estate. We sell franchises. We have a bank of franchisees that are always looking for new concepts. So we're constantly talking to our network of who's looking for what kind of concepts.
You took the Halal Guys. They had a single cart in New York City that was very popular among taxi drivers. They would go there late at night. They wanted to eat the Halal Guys food, and the lines were unheard of, especially for a little baby kiosk. How did you decide to make the Halal Guys a chain?
So really it started with, we opened up American chains in the Middle East. We sold franchises over there, and we saw that the street food that they had in the Middle East was better than the brands we were selling over there. Wow. And so and then I started to think, there's 1.5 billion Muslims, and there's no restaurant chain that anyone could tell me about. We just thought about it, and we were like, somebody's gonna build the chain in the Middle East of Middle Eastern restaurants. We had this idea of doing a concept that was gonna be Middle East, but like a Chipotle, like a friendly, safe, approachable format. Yeah. And I would walk by the Halal Guys all the time. And you know, those lines are halfway down the block, which is my first rule. Customers vote with their wallets. They're willing to stand in line to get that food.
In the cold of New York City, the freezing cold.
And the food is really good. They're essentially they're cooking it fresh, but then they're scooping it to go, so it's lightning quick. And so we approached them, and it took me about a year to talk them into wanting to franchise. They had 3 carts, so it took them 25 years to get 3 carts. And then, 4.5 years later, we're about 100 units all across North America, Southeast Asia, London. We're about to go into other parts of Europe, other parts of Asia. Now we're going to go into the Middle East, but it's the biggest and fastest growing Muslim brand in the world.
In addition to Halal Guys, I understand you're working with a new chain called Brooklyn Dumpling Shop.
So it's another thing, like dumplings, Asian food, 1 billion+ people, everybody's eating dumplings, but nobody's ever actually made a brand out of it. And Stratus, I call him Willy Wonka of dumplings, but he's got traditional dumplings like you normally would find in a Chinese restaurant. He's also got funky dumplings like bacon cheeseburger dumplings. The way that he's doing it, it's the most tech-forward restaurant concept that there is right out there. So everybody's right now, especially because of COVID, people are nervous, and it's important to make customers feel smart and safe using a brand. Right now, all of your ordering's done on your iPhone. When you go to pick up your food, you're picking it up in an automat. Remember the old-fashioned automats? He's got these automats. Some of them are cold, some of them are hot. So it'll hold your cold stuff cold and your hot food hot. But you walk right in the restaurant, you walk right around everybody, go to your automat, show your barcode, your automat pops up and you're gone.
Those dumplings look amazing. I got an idea for a chain restaurant that I want to run by you, see what you think of it. So my name is Sam, and I think we need a restaurant called The Sampler. And when you go to the food court, the fun is to try this sample, that sample over there. I say it's a tapas restaurant. You come in, you get to sample all different types of food. It's a huge kitchen. You got Chinese, you got hamburger, you got deli, you got hot dogs, you got it all. Noodles. It's The Sampler. You sample it all. What are you thinking?
Do you want me to talk you into it or out of it?
I want you to talk me. I want to talk you into it.
It's a good idea. I'm Dan Rowe, CEO of Fransmart, and you're watching Respect the Chain.